Welcome, live viewers. Welcome, replay viewers, to my broadcast. I am simulcasting on all of these 4 platforms at once: Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. For the moment, not apps. All with the same username, Tiffany TLC Music. All my own music, except one song written for me. Most of it modern American folk on this acoustic guitar. I don't know why I said acoustic. But I also do some vocal looping and some bluesy songs for fun. I come on most weekdays between 5, let's just say 5:30 and 6 p.m. Pacific time for about 4 songs, often running a little late and stay a little late. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday weekend, whether you celebrate Hanukkah or Christmas or what have you, Kwanzaa, I'm not sure of the timing of that, or you don't celebrate at all. I hope you had some downtime. I hope you didn't have too much stress, because I am aware that there were some pretty stressful times over the holidays. Not just your usual challenges with Uncle Bob or Grandpa Jones or whatever, but delayed flights, canceled flights, COVID outbreaks. Not an easy time. I'm not sure why Twitch is not. Oh, there, finally Twitch is online. Okay. I'll be curious to see if it caught my broadcast from the beginning, or it just now says it was started online. So forgive me, Twitch viewers, if you got very cut off there. But in any event, I was not sure I was going to broadcast. Our family's kind of staycationing over these couple of weeks, this week and next week, but so far, each of my family members is kind of doing what they would normally do on a weekday evening around this time. So my husband's at the gym, my eldest is walking the dog, and my youngest is playing on the computer with his friends. So I'm like, well, I'm coming on here then. That's why I didn't rule it out, because in the past I'm like, oh, I just want to hang out with the family. And we do hang out most of the day, but for some reason this time of day, everybody ends up going their separate ways. And I'm like, wait a minute. This vacation is supposed to be more fun than normal, not less fun than normal. And this is one of the things I do for fun. So if we're not going to do something fun together, I'm going to do my fun thing. So here's what I have in mind. It was long ago. My boys persist and no worries. Like I said, no worries I think is appropriate, and maybe even I'm so done, because holidays can be tough. Now, we had a pretty chill time. It's amazing how much easier things go when all your gatherings are virtual. There's no conflict at all, hardly. There was a little bit of stress about arranging times, but no worries about COVID, no conflicts to speak of. And honestly, busy, and every bit as busy, honestly, and socially full as in person. However, I mean socially full in terms of the number of people we connected with, but these are 2-dimensional connections. I will concede that. They do involve movement and body language, and there's a lot of awesomeness there, but there are no physical hugs and so on. Pros and cons, but we decided, and I think we were right, that for us, the stress, the cost benefit was not at all a question once we gave it any amount of thought. And hearing how many outbreaks there were and how many struggles people have had, I'm feeling all the more certain that we made a choice that I feel good about. So, any event, let's do a song. I'm thinking Persist, just to kind of acknowledge the challenges of the holidays. Do please feel free to let me know where you're broadcast or where you're watching from, how you're doing, how was your holiday weekend. Oh, I also had a great birthday, by the way. Wow, it was wonderful. It was just, again, all virtual connections, but they were so, so great, so rich and special. So I'm so grateful about that. So let's do persist. But be aware that I cannot see anything other than people's comments. So wherever you're watching, whether it's Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, if you comment where you're watching, I will see it. If you click hearts, if you follow, if you do all those other kinds of things, I will not see it. Don't think I will see follows, but I definitely won't see hearts and things like that. So if you want to give me hearts, just type your keyboard, hearts in the comment, is the way to do it. It's just how it is when you're simulcasting at so many platforms. You have to either have all of them independently open, which is a big data vortex. It's just a lot of data going through, and my computer's screaming, and I only have so much screen space to watch things. So anyway, persist. This is a song about slogging on, even when the going gets tough. Willow in the Wind might be a good one too, for tough holidays. But maybe I'll save that one for tomorrow. All right. Sisters and brothers, well, I know it's been hard. Oh, no. Wrong chord. Let's try it again. Excuse to start over. Sisters and brothers, well, I know it's been hard. Well, I know you are weary, maybe even scarred, but just look what we've done. Then love lead the way. We've made all of the difference, so we'll continue this way. Yes, we will act, we will resist, we will persist every day we exist. 'Cause when we act, when we resist, when we persist, I know, you know, we know we've got this. When we stand for love and empathy for all, you know we find solutions that help everyone stand tall. And when we do it together now, standing side by side, leaning on each other now, we are up for the ride. So yes, we will act, we will resist, we will persist every day we exist. 'Cause when we act, We rise, we rise, we rise like the sun. So yes, we will act, we will resist, we will persist every day we exist. 'Cause when we act, when we resist, when we persist, I know, you know, we know we've got this. Yeah, I know, you know, we know we've got this. Ah, yes, persist. I think this is a good song for COVID. And I think what really I think has hit a lot of people by year's end this year, as we're coming toward the end of the year, there's a lot to slog through still. It has been a rough. I think we've just, some of us more than others have just really wanted to believe that this thing's totally done. It's behind us. We don't have to worry about it anymore. It's pretty much just, let's get back to normal. Let's get together with our family without any cares or worries, or maybe just slight efforts. But I think where we really are is with Omicron. It's not back to, like Biden says, it's not back to March 2020, but it's not where we were in the summer of 2021 either. So, you know, I think it's hit people. I mean, just imagine, maybe you were even one of these people. You've said, you know what, that's it. I'm getting together with my family. I'm flying back east, or I'm flying to the West Coast, or I'm flying to the Midwest, and I'm going to get together. And you're all geared up. You're waiting for your flight, packed airports, and your flight's canceled because too many flight attendants are down, too many pilots are down with the Omicron variant. And it's like, I'm really grateful that it's been so hard to restrain ourselves from jumping into gatherings with both feet, you know. It's been so hard to hold back, and yet it's, for us, it has been worth it. I mean, for us, I think it's been easier to just sort of accept from the get-go, we're not doing this. We're going to make the best out of virtual gatherings again, mourn that, and so on. But like, get to fully enjoy that and not get our hopes up only to have them dashed at the last minute. We did actually, to be fair, we did actually think for a little while about getting together, and we looked into it. Excuse me, but thankfully pretty early on we were like, no, we're not, this isn't going to work. And so we had time to adjust. But I can't imagine how it would be to like have invested everything in plan A and have plan A fall apart at the last minute. Plan A being get on a plane and go see your relatives. Anyway, I see a number of people watching. You can watch secretly, that's fine. But you can also say hello if you want. And just remember, if you give hearts and likes from particular individual platforms, I cannot see them. The only thing I can see is what shows up in this merged chat area, which basically is chat that comes in from all 4 platforms. So if you put an emoticon in the chat, I will see it. But if you click a heart somewhere on a platform, I will not see it. Because I can't have all platforms open at once. It will just overwhelm my system. So, if you feel like telling us how your holiday was, that is also an option that I welcome. We've done one song so far. I've got, it was long ago, My Boys, I think. Yeah, My Boys, and No Worries. I think, let's do My Boys, which is a little more of a happy, slow song as opposed to, hey, William, how are you doing? How was your Christmas? Do you celebrate Christmas? How was it, if you do? We were at home. We had lots of virtual gatherings. It was actually a little too much by way of like all day Christmas, just crazy. Christmas Eve, we took a break because we had just had a bunch of gatherings for my birthday. It was good. Yay. What did you do? If you feel like sharing. I'm going to trim my threat fingernails really quickly. I wasn't sure I was going to get on, but I decided to go ahead and get on because everybody in my family is doing something right now. And so I want to have some fun too. They're all doing their own things somewhere else. So I kind of thought we might do something together this late in the evening, but that's okay. It makes sense for them to be doing what they're doing. So I'll do what I'm doing. Anyways, good to see you. My boys. This is about my 2 sons when they were little. You did? Sweet. Well then, but then what happened on Christmas? If you got your presents early, then what happened on Christmas? Oops. That's very early. A week early. Why? Why'd you get them a week early? All right, here we go. It's about my 2 sons when they were little. Captured their personalities quite well, and to some extent still does, even though they're quite a bit older. When Elliot smiles, his light it fills the room. When he senses your sadness, his eyes they fill with gloom. He'll invite you to play with a car or a ball. Wow. With his eyes and red hair shining like his love for us all. My boys are like flowers, white petals open, fall to the sun. I breathe them in, I fall to my knees, cheeks wet with tears, so dear. I draw them near. Keegan asks questions like raindrops on leaves, filling the earth, growing such beautiful things. His insights abound. He loves thinking things through. Doctors who stories, and his little brother too. My boys are like flowers, white petals open, fall to the sun. I breathe so, so dear. I draw them near. I draw them near. So let me see if I can figure this out, what you're saying, William. You celebrated your 36 years of console gaming. It was on your new toy because it's backwards compatible, and it was in honor of your aunt on your, I think you meant on your dad's side. She passed away 5 years ago. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know how precious aunts can be. That's sad. Did you play with other people? Or just on your, just your own celebration? When you say backwards compatible, do you mean you could play older games on it? So like you could kind of have retro games or something? What does backwards compatible mean? I just asked you a lot of questions, William. So much easier for me to talk than for the person having to type. I'm so sorry. All right, so we did My Boys. We did Persist. I'm thinking it was long ago. Long Ago is a song about a love lost. But it's a very philosophical song. Oh, wow. I remember Atari. So they allow you to play old games on there, huh? That's crazy. That would be such a trip. I wasn't ever a big, game player, but I mean, I remember those games for sure. I did play them. I remember at a friend's house playing their Atari, because we didn't have that kind of thing. We were country bumpkins. Let's see. So we each needed, so this is, yes, this is a true story about a love lost. But it was written about 10 years after the loss, so much more philosophical than one can be straight after a breakup, for sure. We each needed so much when we met that night. We rushed right in. It seemed so right. Neither of us had known true intimacy. True intimacy. So we clung to each other like two lost at sea. It was long ago and far away, yet we're friends right now, even more than yesterday. They say we married young, we were both still in school, and neither of us was really ready, and we didn't have the tools. We didn't know how to really talk, we didn't know how to really be, and we couldn't find help, someone to help us see. It was long ago and far away, yet we're friends right now, even more than yesterday. Oh my God, been decades since we split. We each married anew. We both have kids now, just not me and you. Yet we each have found a way, though on different paths. so fast. It was long ago. Ooh. Far away. I'm getting my chords all wrong today. And far away. There we go. Yet we're friends right now, even more than yesterday. I adore my husband, you adore your wife. We love our families in a way we'd want another life. And I still sometimes wonder, what if someone had lent a hand? I still sometimes marvel, imagining where we might stand. It was long ago and far away, yet we're friends right now, even more than yesterday, even more than yesterday. Boom. Wow, are you thinking, William, about getting the third volume? So they emulate arcade games. Like how many different games are emulated? Like we're talking about from the arcade. So we're not just talking about from the home Atari systems back in the day. We're talking about arcade games as well, back in the day when there were arcades. I mean, I guess there still are, but not it's not as big a thing, obviously, since people can play at home. So we've done 3 out of 4 of the songs already. Oh my God. Before I do the last song, which is going to be No Worries, I just want to touch bases on sort of what the heck I'm doing here. I'm a singer-songwriter amongst probably too long of a list of things I do. My username is Tiffany TLC Music on all platforms, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Haps, but I'm not currently broadcasting on Haps because they've changed their format. It's not quite working for me at the moment. But the games that use the pedals, you can use a touchpad for easy movements. Gotcha. Right, because in arcades there were pedal games, right? Gotcha. That makes sense. Well, have fun. Are you getting to play with other people, or just with yourself, or just are there any multiplayer capabilities at least, or are friends or family that you can play with or something? Anyway, what are we going to do? We're going to do No Worries. Oh, so I was saying, I do mostly modern American folk on acoustic guitar, but I also do some vocal looping and some bluesy songs. And I come on most weekdays I aspire to come on between 5:15 and 6 p.m. Pacific time, somewhere in there, for about 4 songs. However, often I'm running late. Just leave it at that. Perhaps my New Year's resolution will be to be on time, but we will see. Anyway, let's go ahead and do, excuse me, big yawn. Let's do No Worries. Atari Flashback Series had both arcade versions and console versions of games. Wow, I bet that was just crazy. So fun. That would be really fun. Even me, as I've never been a serious game player, but I do remember those games. That would bring back a lot of memories, like Pac-Man. Is Pac-Man on there? Pac-Man, there's a female version too, right? And like, what other games? Oh, those little Pong, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and do No Worries. This is a song. It's my last song. We already got to the last song. How that happened so fast? But this is not a chastising song. Stop worrying. No, it's not that. And it's not a song about not having problems, because that's not a thing. I believe in empathy and being real. So if you're sad or you're worried or you're upset, that you need empathy, self-empathy, and empathy from other people. So this is more an invitation to myself, a reminder that I'm not, that I don't have to do it because it's helping people, because it's a reminder of the ways in which it actually is kind of maybe making things worse and making things more difficult for myself and not really necessarily producing better outcomes. And so it's like, it's permissive, like, hey, guess what? You don't have to. It's not only does it not feel good to worry, but it's not probably actually leading to worse outcomes, even though it might seem like the more time you spend thinking about something, the better outcome you're going to have. But good news, no. Oh, okay. Oh, that's great. That's more fun. Or, if you're in the mood for that. That's nice that there's that option. All right, here we go. No worries. I hope your holiday weekend has been all right. For those who are live or replay and not chatting, I really hope that it's been safe and not too stressful. My nephew, well, I won't say. No. Okay, here we go. Let's see. If I start to worry or fret, funny hurry, I slow things down and focus within and all around. I focus with self-empathy on what I think and feel and need. On each thing I in, out. No worries, guys. We don't have to. It won't help. But we do need self-empathy, and if we do end up worrying, that's okay. That's okay. Not going to get in trouble. It's not a song about being, not a chastising song. An invitation to free ourselves from the burden. A blues artist called me twice this year. What? What blues artist? Have you told me about this blues? I'm sorry, I'm not remembering what blues artist you mean. And you had a lot of games that weren't on the collections. They were usually third party. Okay. You probably have a lot of games in general. It sounds like hundreds, maybe. I'm going to guess. Well, thanks for taking a little bit of time out of your gaming schedule to be with me, William. I appreciate it. And any others live and replay, I see there are others, but I don't know about replay, but live. Thank you for being with me. If you ever want a shout out, feel free to chat, because that's the only way I can see you, unfortunately. Oh, wow, that's cool. But I don't know what blues artist you're talking about. Somebody that's like on a live streamer, or? That's really interesting. Anyway, so yeah, I am technically not officially, like, for the next couple weeks, it's spotty broadcasting for me. Like, I may be on every day. I probably won't be on every day, because we're going to try to go to the snow probably this Thursday. Probably going to go sledding. Oh, okay. Sunny Blue. Is that somebody on Facebook, or which platform? Are all the platforms? Maybe I could check that person out. I say, excuse me, with a big yawn without even covering my mouth. Come on, what's that about? I'm gonna take a picture. All the platforms. Wow. That's kind of cool. Anyway, Willie, thanks for being with me and others live and replay. I appreciate you so much. And I don't know, like I said, if I'm going to be on every day except maybe when we go to the snow, or if I'm not going to be on at all until the 10th, because we're technically staycationing, or my husband's taking complete time off from work until the 10th. And so that's like 12, 13 days or something like that from today. Is that right? Wow, it's amazing. So, but as it turns out, I think a lot of times we're busy. They all are doing other things at this particular time slot. And, I'm kind of doing a lot of, we're trying to, in theory, we're going to have some fun. Life is first, yeah. In theory, we're going to have some fun, but we also end up just doing all those to-do items that just haven't fit in during the rest of the year, which is not all that fun. So then it's like by the end of the day, I'm like, I need some fun. Nobody else is around. Like, my husband often goes to the gym at the end of the day. My youngest likes to do some play with other people at the end of the day online, after kind of doing a bunch of stuff on his own online, work related, schoolish, educational things. Excuse me. And my eldest takes our puppy on his third walk of the day. He has to have 3 walks a day and like an hour of ball playing. We got him a ball thrower, an automated ball thrower for Christmas. It's gonna take a bit to train him, but we have high hopes for what that might yield in terms of a break for people constantly throwing the ball. Anyway, thanks for being with me. Thanks for being with me, Willie, and others live and replay. I appreciate you being here. I hope your holidays were safe and not too terribly stressful. It's asking a lot in the age of COVID. Thanks for being with me. Until next time.